My name is Malaika Mataba, and for this winter exhibition, I chose to do my ethnic enclave project that I did for my AP Human Geography class from Ms. Ford's class. Before I get into my presentation, this is a little overview of what I will be discussing. Basically, like the basics of what the assignment was, our main tasks, the steps I took, from the beginning of this project that led to my final results. I will include my photos and my observations and what I experienced while I went to this neighborhood. And my main reflection and my main takeaways, like where I want to continue this work as I go on into the future, and then questions from the panelists. So basically the assignment was to pick a main neighborhood where one ethnicity lived. And in this neighborhood, it was up to us to go visit this neighborhood up to 3 times. And each time we visited, we had to take a total of 6 photos, which meant each time we visited, we would take 3 photos. We were told to stay away from Chinatown and Little Italy, like the popular mainstream neighborhoods, because a lot of people knew about that. And the main objective of this assignment was to find a neighborhood that not a lot of people knew about, so we can get people to appreciate the culture. And before going to visit our neighborhood, we had to type up a paragraph, and basically that paragraph explained what neighborhood we chose and what interested us about the neighborhood and historical backgrounds and such. So I chose Little Guyana as my main neighborhood, and basically the first time I went, I had to focus on what I noticed. The culture, what kind of music, basically the 5 senses, sight, touch, smell, taste, and sound. And then going back, I had to focus on what changed when I went. And this was over a course of 2 months. The assignment was assigned to us in October, and the final observation took place in December. So we had a lot of opportunities to notice changes within our neighborhood. And then the final observation, which was probably the hardest part for me, was to interview people. And this was the hardest because I feel like going into a neighborhood where it's one culture, people are close. I don't want people to feel like I was interfering with their daily life. But yeah. And then the final reflection basically summed up what I learned about my neighborhood, and if I wanted to take this on in the future, how would I continue this? The major question we focus on is why people appreciate this enclave, or neighborhoods in general that offer different cultures. And this is from my first observation. The first picture, this is right outside of the train station, and it's a little farmer's market. It reminds me kind of the Bronx, where you see the stores outside where people can buy fruits and vegetables. And the woman buying the fruits, her name is Miss Abdullah, and she actually came up to me because she noticed I was different. I came in wearing ripped jeans and a hoodie and a baseball cap, so I didn't really fit into them. But she made me feel less nervous about entering this neighborhood, because she gave me information that I didn't really ask for. But she explained to me this is a neighborhood where everyone is close-knit, and everybody knows everybody, and they appreciate the cultures that although they are different, they appreciate each other. And that was something that I chose to focus on as I walked through the neighborhood to see if this was really true. The second one is an accessory shop. It's mainly for men to go buy accessories for their women. It consisted of jewelry, headpieces, saris, which is what the Hindu women wear. As part of their culture. It covers their arms and legs and stuff. And then my favorite part was the bake shop. I got to taste some great food. The manager was really nice. He also noticed that I was different. He walked up to me with his son, and he explained to me the history of Guyana. And I already did research about it, so I knew that they gained independence from the British, but I didn't know it was in 1966. So they were colonized by the British for a really, really long time. And he explained this to me, and he also said that it's good to see young students coming to learn about different cultures, because especially during the 2016 politics, it's important for us to be tolerant and experience different culture. For my second observation, I went to a Hindu restaurant, and there was a lot of families in there, so I did realize Miss Abdullah was right, this is a close community. And for this particular family, every person that walked in there, they knew every single person. So it was hello, hi, and I was I wish I knew that in the Bronx, where I saw a lot of people that I recognized. And then I went to the temple, the Sri Lakshmi Narayan Mandir Hindu temple, and I met a monk, and he explained to me this isn't just a temple where people come to worship. For teenagers my age, they offer GED classes, SAT classes, and DMV classes as well to allow them to prosper outside of the enclave. And then I also took a picture of the Burger King. because I also noticed like a similarity between the Bronx and this enclave where everyone thinks there's like a major difference because, you know, it's Hindu and Muslim. And looking at the menu of this Burger King, like they made it to accommodate the needs of the Muslim people. So like they can't eat pork. So instead of pork on the menu, they had like chicken, they had fish, and they had like a lot of greens and vegetables and stuff. And then for the final, this was the interviews, and this was like the most nerve-wracking part for me. I didn't really get to talk to a lot of people because they didn't really want me to interview them. They felt threatened, maybe, particularly because of, you know, like I mentioned, the election that took place. And it was a mainly Muslim community that I went to. So like they felt threatened, mainly because of what Trump was saying, you know, banning Muslims and this and that. And the questions I was asking, you know, pertain to that. And I believe they felt that maybe I was siding with him or such. That's what Mr. Ramdas explained to me. I met this one family, and they allowed me to take a picture of them. And they were visiting a local mini mart to do like daily groceries and stuff. And I got to, they let me speak to their daughter. Her name was Ariana, and she's 5. And I just talked to her about like school and her education. And I realized like we learned about the same things. The only difference is they don't really teach like about like genders and stuff. Because like in this society, it's important for like the women to like take on the domestic tasks and stuff. So that's what I noticed. And then I met Miss Abdallah again. This is the first lady I met when I visited the first time, and she was happy to see that I was back, and she allowed me to interview her. And I got to speak to her son, who was my age. He was 17, and he explained to me that like he's not going to go to college because he wants to stay at home and take care of his mom and his siblings. And I realized that like we have a lot of differences within our community, but he was also wearing Jordans. So I was like, oh, there's something that we have in common. You know, like a lot of my friends wear Jordans and they wear cool clothes, so I was like, we have a lot of similarities as well. And overall, the main takeaway I got from this project was it's important to like overstep boundaries. You know, we have boundaries set in place by society that tell us that it's not okay to like mix with different cultures to reduce tensions. But I feel like if more people chose to go outside of their comfort zone and visit different cultures, it will create a better understanding for like who people are, and it allows people to realize like, you know, maybe although we have many differences, we also have many similarities that bring us together. And that's the main important thing, to find that similarity that allows us to feel connected to cultures outside of our neighborhood. And an extension of this work, we finished this project in December. But I was doing more research, and I spoke to the manager of the bake shop, and he explained to me that on February 23rd of 2017 is Guyana Day, where they celebrate the independence that they gained from the British. So I really want to go, and I really want to speak to also like the Hindus, Muslims, and the 5% Christians that are part of this community. And I feel like now that they're celebrating their pride, they'll be more willing to like speak to me and more open to explain to me who they are and like why this is so important to them.
Wow. So I have one question.
Yes.
Where is this neighborhood?
It's in Queens, Richmond Hill.
Queens.
Yeah.
The 7 train or the
Yeah, this is 7.
7 train?
Yeah.
Okay. What is? Do you remember the stop?
No, oh God.
No. Oh, okay, I can find.
I haven't been back in a while, but.
Okay, I need to go.
Did you find any like anything different between the 2 months that you went? Any major differences?
Not really. Well, it was colder. Like that was it.
So,
Yeah.
so like, how does that work with the farmers market?
Well, if it rains, like they have to cover the vegetables and bring the main fruits inside. But it really doesn't change much.
Something they do year round?
Amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Feedback?
Yeah, I guess you had a person to follow. I thought it was also wonderful. You projected your voice well. You're speaking clearly to us, making eye contact with everybody. That's the lucky part of being going after your sister. You were, you gesticulating just the right amount, not too much. You not reading off of the smart board or the laptop. You're summarizing everything so you know your content, and then you're delivering it to Perez and I, which is great because, as I said to your sister, I felt like I wasn't now the AP Human Gov class. It's good. I understood it well, what the assignment was. You made that clear. That's why I really don't have many questions. You made everything clear, and I thought it was a pretty good delivery.
You look like a college student. Very professional. You know the topic, you know your project. I can see that you enjoy your work during the project. I'm very proud. I am not surprised. I was surprised before when you was a little bit late.
Oh yeah.
I said, Mr. Magnan, okay, I can't believe, because Jasmine and Malaika are very, very good student, very polite and also on time. I understand everything about the train, so don't worry. So I am not surprised, but a little bit, yeah.
A couple minor things. Don't stand too much. Don't look like a robot.
Okay.
Feel free. Be comfortable. You stood there the whole time in that one position like a robot. Walk around. Obviously, there will be more students in your public speaking class, or when you're older delivering whatever to a law firm, whatever, there will be more people. So you like move around freely. I meant to tell you this to your sister, that's what I forgot to say. Also, be cognizant of the audience, where make sure the words and it's something very minor, the words in the background, they match. Sometimes it was hard to see because the contrast wasn't the best, so I'm looking hard and it was bothering my eyes. So something like that, very minor. I know you try to get these wonderful pictures, they're awesome, but like just choosing the white right there, it's bothering me. Like I can barely see the extension of work. It's minor things like that with just the presentation and just move around more freely. Other than that, I think it was excellent as well.
For me, anything else?
Thank you.